FYI, Sam, we are live now. People are streaming in. I can't hear you. Let's see what happened here.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yep, got you. Loud and clear.
All right, let's go.
All right. We're going to do this. Here we go.
Big week. Big week.
The strange, the bizarre, the funny, and the sad. In a world of algorithmic nightmares, these are the stories you find when you scroll too long. All the facts, all the absurdity, none of the fluff. This is Doomscrollin with your hosts, Sam Tripoli and Midnight Mike.
Yeah! Just when you thought couldn't get any better, the wizard makes an even better intro. Welcome to Doomscrollin, the most educational hour on the internet. You will learn more in this hour and a half than you will in a 2-year education. That's right. You're going to get your community college degree in conspiracies. I'm Sam Tripoli, and that is the wizard, Midnight Mike. If you keep asking the intros and all that stuff, he is the man who put that all together. How are you, brother?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I had a great week. Glad to be back. The week just flies when you know you got Doom on Tuesday.
Yeah, everyone saw you on Rogan. You had a powerful appearance with powerful Joe Rogan.
Powerful Joe Rogan dropping bombs, telling the truth. Just sit back and watch. Anyways, enough of that, guys. We know what you're here for.
Yep.
You're here for a little Doom. Shall we get into it, brother?
Oh, God. The wheel is packed, it's stacked, it's ready to rock.
Look how packed this wheel is, guys. Look how slim those
God.
slices are. What is this, Little Caesar? Look how slim that is.
There's a lot going on there, but it's all happening. It's going to get done. We have 55 videos to get through, and
55 videos.
And I'm working on getting the slices more I guess legible. Right now I understand the pointing system and the legibility is not right there. Don't worry, version 3 is addressing that, and we'll be launching that sometime in fall, I believe so.
Let's go, dude. Let's get into it. Spin the wheel of doom.
She was a total stranger, and she did inform me of this fact, that some of my fictional works were in a literal sense true. I wrote out these dreams in novel after novel, story after story. To name 2 in which this prior ugly present obtained most clearly, I cite The Man in the High Castle and my 1974 novel about the U.S. as a police state called Flow My Tears, the Policeman Said. I'm going to be very candid with you. I wrote both novels based on fragmentary residual memories of such a horrid slave state world. People claim to remember past lives. I claim to remember a different, very different present life. I know of no one who has ever made this claim before, but I rather suspect that my experience is not unique. What perhaps is unique is the fact that I am willing to talk about it. We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs.
Whoa.
We would have the overwhelming impression that we were reliving the present, déjà vu, perhaps in precisely the same way, hearing the same words, saying the same words. I submit that these impressions are valid and significant, and I will even say this: such an impression is a clue that at some past time point a variable was changed, reprogrammed as it were, and that because of this an alternative world branched off.
Dude, bang. This is in 77, everybody. He's talking about the Matrix, and he's talking about the Mandela effect.
Pretty much. That's Philip K. Dick for people just listening at home. Philip K. Dick, 77. He didn't seem crazy there. He seemed pretty lucid to me.
Right? And they didn't even know what was coming. And here we are right in it, dude, at 100%.
It's probably a clip. It's probably a clip that people have heard a few times before, but it's good to remember those clips because, yeah, that was 1977, way before anything. People really started considering that we might be living in some sort of simulation, even before the Mandela effect. Or he was really far advanced with that thought process. Even if he was crazy, he could have been spot on, like just dead on with his intuition on that one.
There's a fine line between brilliant and insanity.
Yeah, he could have been both. Yeah,
could have been both. Sometimes the crazy see what's going on. They just see it first.
I mean, come on. You look at Van Gogh. He cut off that ear. Great painter.
Dude, great painter. Great painter. Why'd he cut off the ear? To impress a squirrel or something like that?
Something. It worked, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. 480. We'll take those points.
Oh, yeah.
9,000 something is the high score. So that's going to be a time long ago. I mean, that's a Will Chamberlain number at this point.
It is. Is it whether it's points or women? It's a Will Chamberlain.
Yeah, for
number.
sure. For sure. Let's go. Spin the wheel.
This is why it becomes so important to understand the novelty and the viability of neuroscience as being leveraged as weapons. We then have the use of nanoparticulate agents, aerosolizable nanomaterials that can be breathed in and disrupt blood flow or neurological network activity, that can be used as an in-close weapon, or perhaps that can be used as a more broad weapon of disruption and or destruction. We also have the capability to utilize nanomaterials to get electrodes into a head and to create a vast array of viable sensors and transmitters. This is DARPA's N-Cubed program, next generation non-invasive neuromodulation, utilizing these techniques and technologies to create vast arrays of implantable electrodes that need not be put into the brain surgically, that are then able to read from the brain and write into the brain remotely in real time. And there is a rapid pace. The prizes are big, economically, in terms of power as well. But there are risks and hazards. Yeah, there are conventions that are out there, but the question then arises, are these conventions not just necessary, but are they sufficient? These international signatory treaties have suggested that no, they're not. They're really not keeping their finger on the pulse of the rapid development of brain sciences, not only within the United States and its allied nations, but internationally. And sometimes in programs that utilize commercial veiling to be able to then hide behind in terms of what's being made available to make their military intelligence personnel better, to develop a whole arsenal of weapons, both kinetically and non-kinetically, that can then decrement the performance of competitors and adversaries.
Oh, my God.
Yep. A lot of talk about this, dude, right now. A lot of talk about a lot of the metals that you're taking can be radio receptors, frequency receptors.
It's just like, so they have non-invasive ways to control your brain. Well, joke's on them. I'm not thinking.
I'm out of my mind. You've lost. You can't control this brain. I can't control this brain.
It's so, I guess anytime anybody asks you for a source on anything, just say DARPA. You know, they thought of it all anyways. Just go look up DARPA. That's the source for everything.
I was on Rogan. He's like, and the source? I wanted to be like, I'm
DARPA?
the source.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, just say DARPA. And
DARPA.
You're probably 9 times out of 10, you're going to be right.
100%, dude. 100%. It's either DARPA or CIA.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. It makes sense.
You're going to get all of it. You're going to get all of it, dude. Are we hanging or are we banging right now? We are banging, guys. And real quick, if you're watching this, you just found it, hit the subscribe button, hit a like button, drop a nice comment. We're fighting the algorithm. The show, we had our best week last week. I mean, we just crushed it on Twitter. It was unbelievable. So the show's growing, and the only way it grows more is if you subscribe, like, say something nice, and share with your friends.
Comments help. Those comments, that interaction, those are big time, valuable. So please continue.
Hit it, rock and roll. Like 20,000 people watch on YouTube, and we got 300 comments. We need them comments up, dog.
Yep.
Positive, loving comments. The Doomers got to doom.
Sounds logical, doesn't it?
There we go.
When When you see things like what happened in Minneapolis in 2020 and across the country in the summer of 2020, or you see what was done in Los Angeles with the ICE riots, there is a concept promoted by the same State Department, USAID, U.S. Institute of Peace Networks that Norm Eisen works with called strategic non-cooperation. And by that, they mean non-cooperation with the state. And through that concept, they engage in illegal activities such as the shutting down of critical infrastructure, the shutting down of critical highway and transport lanes in order to bring the government to its knees. This is not the same thing as First Amendment protected protests where you're simply marching on public property with signs. This is effectively a form of domestic terrorism to shut down highways and shut down trade so that mothers pregnant in their cars can't get to a hospital, so that people can't get to work. This is an organized conspiracy when it's planned ahead of time. And Norm Eisen's fascination with declaring every protest spontaneous is specifically because he knows where his own weaknesses are. To the extent that these protests, the illegal aspect of them, the violence, the provocation with police, the shutdown of highways, I believe these need to be prosecuted criminally. And every government document in the federal government's possession about the coordination and organization of illegal shutdowns of American cities has to now be made public. I believe there needs to be an interagency transparency team. It can be led by the White House National Security Council. It should have representatives from investigators at the State Department, from the legacy USAID function, from the U.S. Institute of Peace, from the Pentagon Civil Military Branch, and it should have a committed focus on disclosing all of the names, all of the manuals, all of the white papers, all of the emails, all of the text messages, all the third-party contractors that have been used to support this rogue criminal network for the past 10 years. I think that will go a long way towards restoring international trust in American diplomatic organs, and it will be something that can be used as a reference guide for the entire American citizenry 100 years from now to understand how their own government works with these outside blob organizations like Norm Eisen Shop in order to control the streets and bring a country to its knees.
Sounds logical, doesn't it?
I love Mike Benz. He's Mike Benz Cyber, and the guy's doing the Lord's work. Dude looked like he drank Kool-Aid before he did the video. Hey, nobody's perfect, buddy. You can do whatever you want. You can come in with lipstick on for all I care because you crushed that video. He's 100% correct. All these movements are Astroturf. None of them are real. They're all funded to cause chaos, pressure from above, pressure from below. That's exactly what it's all about.
Yeah, I watch most of his videos that appear on YouTube that get recommended to me, thankfully. He's got a great understanding of how the modern State Department works, what its real goals are and then dissecting, like, Jeffrey Epstein and the past. Like, he is just a wealth of knowledge. I'm surprised, like, the current administration hasn't tapped him in some way to unwind things. Like, and what's good about Mike Benz is, like, he doesn't make evaluations on whether it's good or bad. Like, he makes, like, if this is for the good of the American empire, great. Pitch that as an idea. Let's get people on board. Like, this helps the American empire. But it looks really malicious, and it looks like it's the government working these organizations in order to maintain power for a super small fraction of the people. But it's not really working for the empire. It's a very small portion of the empire. Very thought-provoking and troubling.
It just like it's all part of this false reality that is being projected on God's reality to get you to think this is chaos. And all these people may actually be there thinking they're raging against machine, but in reality, they're supporting the oligarchies that they hate.
Yeah, they really are.
It's kind of crazy. It's really nuts, dude. Okay, spin the wheel.
Let's do it. Come on.
Wheel. And get ready. It gets real.
What happens when a camera looks at a screen that shows what the camera sees? At first, a simple image. The screen displays the world. The world includes the screen. The system becomes closed, and then it begins. A loop. A strange one. A loop that spirals inward, feeding on its own data, like a question that includes itself in the asking. Wow. We've created a feedback system, not noise, not randomness, a deterministic chaos, a pattern built from repetition, recursive, self-similar, and deeply suggestive. As the signal returns to itself, the geometry begins to mutate. One image becomes 2, becomes 10, becomes a vortex. Shapes emerge, spirals, fractals, eyes, sometimes galaxies, sometimes something else. But what are you really seeing? A camera? A screen? or a crude visual metaphor for what it feels like to be a mind. Hofstadter once said, "A self is a pattern in space-time, but it's not a static shape, it's a process. A dance of symbols referring to other symbols. And this loop, your loop, is exactly that. A machine reflecting on itself. Light bouncing between mirrors until somewhere in the swirling infinity, a kind of structure appears. It's easy to forget. That's what your consciousness is. Neurons talk to neurons. Circuits activate circuits. Feedback, layering, recursion. Out of all that mechanical chatter, something extraordinary emerges. The feeling of being someone. And isn't that the real miracle? Not that matter exists, but that matter watches itself. In this video loop made of nothing but electricity, glass, and photons, the universe builds a mirror and stares. Each frame you see is a timestamp of the system in transformation. Each iteration holds a memory of the one before it, but distorted, warped.
Man, this is crazy.
Evolved. This is how thoughts evolve too. Memory is never exact. We recall the memory of a memory, each time adding noise and meaning, and sometimes something new. The images begin to look alive, like cells dividing, like eyes opening, like dreams becoming aware of themselves. And you, the observer, are part of it now. Your mind joins the loop. You watch the image watch itself. And somehow in all that watching, you feel watched. This is recursion of the highest order, not just mathematical, existential. The loop is not on the screen anymore. The loop is you. Gödel showed that even in pure logic, statements can refer to themselves. That a system can contain a code that encodes itself. That paradox is not a glitch, but a feature. You are the same. A system that contains a model of itself and believes in it. That belief, that flicker of I am,
people's minds are melting.
Oh my God.
Not the body, not the neurons, but the pattern that sees the pattern. A mirage with real consequences. The images on your screen are not static. They shimmer, they spiral, they dissolve into new orders. Just like identity, just like memory, just like thought.
And these
Oh
people
my
were all doing
God.
drugs.
Oh my God, was that the deepest shit we've ever seen? People's minds were melting in the comment section. Oh my God. I don't even know if that could be videoed. I don't know how people took that. I think it was very deep and they just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's what like a first year videography person would do, like in college, and they're getting stoned, and I don't know. Like I did this in college, and I thought it was deep and everything, and you know, it's interesting, I suppose. I don't
That
know.
was so deep, dude. People's heads were being melted in the comment section. Oh, okay. We gotta move on, dude. That was
crazy. That was
nuts.
insane.
That was nuts, dude.
Okay,
That was
here we
nuts.
go, people.
Here we go. Come on. Come on.
No, you bastard.
What?
Oh, good.
What is
Oh,
that? It's
thank
being called the clearest UFO footage ever, and online AI detectors are confirming it's not AI generated with over 99% accuracy. A triangular-shaped craft with no visible propulsion system, flashing strange sparks of blue light in the sky. Some are calling it extraterrestrial technology, but others believe this is what is known as a TR-3B, or Black Manta, a rumored anti-gravity aircraft made under top-secret government black budget programs. Technology beyond our imagination they'll never admit exists, using reverse-engineered crashed alien spacecraft propulsion systems operated by the US Navy and Air Force, which the United States, of course, denies, even though there are confirmed government-owned patents for triangular spacecraft that were filed in 2004 and abandoned after 2006, whose description just so happens to sound almost exactly like what we're looking at over here. The same craft that has been spotted numerous times around the world over the decades, only to get swept aside as a hoax or nothing to see here. But no, please Google this so you can read all about how it's 100% debunked, and don't you dare question it any further. Good boy. You can scroll to the next video now.
Hey, I don't like getting told what to do.
Yeah.
I want to stay on this video. What are your thoughts, dude?
Man, like I want to believe so bad. And the problem is the videos that I've seen of this, they are not extremely long, and they appear to be a lot of re-uploads of the same video. You'd imagine, like, this is the most important event anybody will ever see, especially the person taking the video. They would take a longer than 30-second video. And that's all I've seen so far of it. If there's a 5-minute video, great. It does look crystal clear. It is the classic black triangle. It doesn't look exactly like the the triangles we are used to from illustrations from the 80s or 70s, where there are three main lights on the points of the triangle, then a large light at the center. So maybe this is a variation. If this craft is real, this is a different version of that previous generation. And if this is that clear and they're displaying this in public, then I guess no holds barred, they're going to start releasing this technology more overtly. And I'm surprised they didn't. If this is a real thing, why didn't they fly this over Putin when he came to Alaska to let him know? And we got this stuff,
We got the real stuff. Hey, who is the content creator? Can you take the thing off there?
So it is FILS Pixel. So Phil's Pixel.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. That's the Project Bluebeam is full effect. It's like when are we gonna get the 100% bang? And by the way, if you're wondering how powerful this show is, we stop babies from crying. We make hot baby mamas thankful for watching the show. If you have a baby that's crying, come hear our voices. We will soothe the children. And if you love this show, you should check out all of our personal stuff. If you want to see the greatest show on planet Earth outside this show, check out our Big Dumb Mouse podcast, Midnight Mike's personal podcast. You think this show's trippy? He goes deep in the pain. Tell him about the show.
It's a wild ride. We talk about current events, and each one of those topics is a launching pad for goofy conversations and shenanigans. It's a lot of fun. It takes about 2 or 3 shows to get into. Once you get past the third show, you're like, okay, now I understand what they're trying to do. And then you're in.
You gotta commit. And if you want to see me live, my shows have been fire lately. Just go to samtripoli.com. I got big dates coming up, October 28th through the 30th. August 28th through the 30th. I'm in Kansas City, Chicago, Illinois. I'm in the September 12th through the 13th. Ventura on the 24th. Then October 10th, I am in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then I'm in Oklahoma City. That's with the legend himself, Eddie Bravo. And then I am headlining the Fat Man at the Mothership, one of my favorite rooms to play. I just love that room so much. October 17th through the 19th. Then I'm doing Kill Tony on the 20th. And then Skankfest at the end of the year might be my final show. I might be doing New Year's in New Jersey. We're talking about it right now. But that's it, dude.
Wow.
Bang, bang, pow. A lot of amazing stuff.
That is a lot.
And real quick, look at that score, dude. Look at that score. We are
31-21.
Yep. We are really going it for it. We're really going for it today. And also check out I'm on Story Wars that just dropped. So check it out with Big J and Louis J. Gomez. It's Mayhem Miller. It's a really, really great show.
The Puerto Rican rattlesnake.
Oh, the best.
Oh,
the best. And Josh Potter. I forgot Josh Potter as well.
Here we go. Let's doom right now.
Let's doom it. Doom it. Doom.
Let's talk about the Ghostbusters today. Now, bear with me. This is going to make sense. I want to talk specifically about that one scene when they discuss the spiritual significance of architecture, because this scene really hits hard with the Tartarian and old world research. Check this out.
This roof cap is exactly like the kind of telemetry tracker that NASA uses to identify dead pulsars in deep space.
Cold riveted girders with cores of pure selenium. Everybody getting this so far? So what? I guess they just don't make them like they used to, huh? No! Nobody ever made them like this. I mean, the architect was either a certified genius or an authentic wacko. The whole building is a huge superconductive antenna that was designed and built expressly for the purpose of pulling in and concentrating spiritual turbulence. Your girlfriend lives in the corner penthouse of Spook Central. She's not my girlfriend.
Not the girl, Peter, it's the building. Something terrible is about to enter our world, and this building is obviously the door.
Now, obviously, I don't agree with everything they said, but that's pretty interesting, and it's something to consider. Are these buildings conductors for spiritual turbulence? Or are they antennas in order to harness the ether, free energy? But yes, I agree with Bill Murray. They don't make them like they used to. Is it because they can't? Or is it because they won't? Because free energy would free us. What do you guys think?
Ray has gone bye-bye, Egon.
That is JT Fowles JC, one of the best content creators out there. I'm nothing but bangers from that guy. And this gets into Tartaria. Are we into Tartaria? Was Tartaria real? And what were they doing with those antennas? And they were harvesting energy, for sure.
And hats off to Dan Aykroyd. Really staying true to what he loves, winding in his paranormal belief system into his movies and getting people on board to, like, I mean, really, what that Ghostbusters piece there is probably like has like so many different deeper levels in relation to Tartaria, ancient architecture, residents, and all that kind of stuff that he understood completely or just kind of like dabbled in a little bit, but wow, truly fascinating little clip right there.
That was fire, and I believe that we've had many civilizations, and they're lying to us about our history. They want us all to think we were like Oonga Boonga, Oonga Boonga. I don't believe that. My daughter, who I love with all my heart, she was coming home and telling me how humans were made from monkeys.
Yep.
She's like, they just kept pushing out more people, and they just kept looking more like humans. I'm like, okay, for 5-year-olds, that's a pretty deep conversation right there. Real quick, we got to give it up for King Shin. Nothing but bangers, brother. Look at that guy. That guy looks like Thanos, dude.
Yeah, he does. Oh, my God.
That's Thanos walking around us. I bet he gets all the puss.
Look at that guy.
Hey, did you tell your daughter she was wrong?
No, I'm
Well,
not
that's
red
wrong.
pilling them yet. I'm letting them live in a happy land for a little while. But I'm going to be honest with you, dude. The wheel has been on fire today. I mean, It is nothing but bangers, dude.
And we just got started right here. Here we go.
Just got started. Woo. Come on. Bang, 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 pow.
What are you getting to today?
Orcas are way more disturbing than you actually thought, and are the most feared animal in the ocean. But why? First off, orcas literally harvest sharks' livers. They'll target great whites, learning to flip them upside down, activating something called tonic immobility, temporarily paralyzing them, then ripping out the shark's liver, eating it, and leaving them behind. But it gets worse, as orcas torture seals for fun, playing a game where they'll take turns going up to seals and launching them with their tails, reaching up to 50 feet high, constantly throwing the seal over and over until it finally dies and eating it. Even more horrible, when penguins are resting on icebergs, the orcas will group up and swim together to create giant waves, knocking them off the ice, letting it crawl back up and knocking it down over and over, continuing to practice this hunting tactic until they've had enough training and eating it. But the most brutal thing they do is chase down and harass mother whales with their children. Since the mother is a threat, they use a tactic to tire them out instead, following the whales for hours until they get extremely exhausted. When the mother can't defend anymore, they'll take her baby and eat it alive in front of her.
Oh my God. These orcas are a menace.
These orcas are assholes.
God, I can you imagine what they're like in a movie theater? God.
Oh
probably
my
awful.
God. They just must not shut up.
Jeez, these damn orcas everywhere.
Dude, we're never going to Orca Johnson's movie theater again, dude, ever.
I like that content creator. He does those fun little animal pieces every now and again.
Yeah, he's really good at that. He's found his lane. He's like, you know what? I'll just talk about sea animals.
You know what? It works. Stay in your lane.
His
You'll
style
win.
is really good too. His style is really good. The way he delivers it, like he's not telling us the craziest shit of all time. He's like, yeah, then they just eat the babies.
That's it. Not a big deal.
And it's just really crazy. Nobody cares. It's just babies. What is the name of that content creator? Do we know? Oh, here it is. I got it right here.
Got it?
It is Hoodie Guy Official 1. Hoodie Guy Official 1. He's not messing around. Hoodie Guy just brings the heat all the time. All right, Doom it.
Let's do it. Here we go.
This is going down as one of the greatest shows we've ever done, just so you know where we're at.
Mark the date down in your calendar.
So strap yourself in.
The illusion is that change takes time. The truth is, change happens the moment you decide. You don't need more time. You need a shift in being. You see, there are infinite versions of you, each living a life shaped by a different choice. The question is, which one will you tune into? One decision, one gentle pivot, and the entire path unfolds differently. Don't underestimate how powerful one moment of clarity can be. The universe responds the second you align. So, if you're wondering what to do, just listen. The version of you who already chose is calling you home.
Wow.
Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome. That was Manifest Law, I believe, is the content creator. Check that out. Man, that was fire. We needed that. We needed a nice little, let's reset it. Yeah. Everything is energy, people. Everything's energy, and it's your mind is your GPS, and where you want to go, you got to put it in there. I always tell people getting sober, hey, man, sit down, write down your goals, shoot for the stars, and see how many of those things happen. And I said this before, but during COVID, I would do like 28 goals for life or 27 goals for life, and you can't believe how many of them are happening. It's really unbelievable. You have to believe it can happen. If you don't believe it can happen, it's not going to happen. And you know, and this is why you sometimes see so many assholes making it, because you know what? Assholes can manifest. They really can. They're very self-determined, and they just will it to happen. You can do that too and not have to be an asshole, because what happens to assholes is they make it and then they lose it because they don't give it away. You got to make it, and then you got to pull people up with you, and that's how it kind of goes, and that's the key to everything. That's why I think Rogan is as big as Rogan is because he's super talented, but he's also helped so many people. The tree of Rogan is mighty powerful. I'm a small far branch.
Did you when you had your goals, did you like physically write them down in a notebook, or you type them out? Like I think the pen to paper, that's the key.
Yes, that's the key. You got to write it down.
Yeah.
You got to write it down. And you got to believe. I'm telling you, you can manifest whatever you want. You can do it.
It's just a mind-boggling testimony that talks about craft being deployed from undersea, and that humans have our own reproduced vehicles, because that's, of course, one of my huge interests, the subject of ARV, if you want to call it, alien reproduction vehicle. That term actually originated with Brad S., who saw the Flux Liner, the gel and mold reproduction craft. There's a lot of interesting stories about reproduction vehicles, whether it's the Flux Liner, whether it's a Triangle, TR-3B, XF-131 Super Sentinel, Tic Tac, what Michael Herrera saw, the 8-gon type thing, all sorts of these. In your local area, there's been some historic Triangle sightings, and that's been one of my favorite deep dives to look into too. Are Triangles man-made craft? Are they NHI craft? Is there a mix between them? In Kevin Knuth's case, in a New Zealand destroyer, disabling electronics on the craft as it passed under. Is that the big hamburger-shaped replicating vehicle? Quite possibly.
Yeah, the MCU.
Because it's interesting that that whistleblower says that these craft are built to spec, right? And that's part of the reason why some of these crash. It's just throwaway trash. It's a crappy glider. We can get rid of it.
Well, not only the craft.
Yeah, the biologics.
Also seem to be disposable.
Yeah, and that seems to be, of course, kind of the case with the gray type being.
Or at least some of them.
At least some of them are almost like worker bees built to perform one task.
Yeah, if they wander too far from the craft, even that they fall ill and die or whatever. Yeah.
Wow. Ooh. That was a powerful video.
Alien reproduction vehicles and the little grays. Yeah, it does appear as though the little grays are biological robots. They have conscious. So from what I've been able to read about these little guys, and they are the worker bees. They typically come in teams of 3 to 5, and they have a consciousness. They have the ability to telepathically communicate with you and immobilize you. When asked questions, they will try to answer you. They are fairly emotionless. They don't really have any emotions. They're there to do a task, and they take orders. They're not in charge. That's everything that I've read. They're not in charge. They're just there to do a task. And they don't hold it against them. You know, they're just there to do a job. Just doing my job. That's
if they're probing you, it's because they're programmed to probe you.
Yes.
Okay. They're not enjoying it. They're not getting off on it. They're just doing a job, which is probing your behind. Okay. Don't hate them.
Typically, like if they're extracting something from you, they'll send in one of the taller ones. Those tend to be like on the hierarchy. They're like the taller grays are in charge of the smaller grays. But the smaller grays, if they want you to, like, if they're abducting like a male human, they'll lather you up in some kind of liquid, like a liquid version of Viagra, throw you in a room, and then you got to do your business. Try to keep this family friendly, and that's what they'll do. I don't think they actually perform the surgery. I think the taller ones do that. So
it's crazy, dude. That was a great reproductive videos. What I mean, Press. What do you think that means?
I think what it means is that we got our hands on some kind of craft, and we're doing our best to reproduce the technology with this that we see with what we have currently. And so that's why some of the craft may look a little bulkier, not as sleek. Some of it looks like it was designed by an engineer and not so much like an aircraft like a designer. So they're like, not at least back in the day, they're much more functional than designed. So I think like instead of having like a quantum computer in there, we got like like an i5 at the time. We have i5 computer. We're trying to use our technology
right
in the best as best we can with what we see. I think we had some advancements in propulsion. They gave us new ideas when it comes to physics, but we're still limited by the materials that we currently have.
Interesting. Let's see what this guy has to say. Hold on. Well, there it went. Here we go. Why did you both abandon the Union of the Unwanted, and why do you post videos on Spotify? First of all, we didn't abandon it. It is something I can do when I can do it. That's it. Neither of us abandoned. They always hit me up. Hey, we're doing a show today. If I'm available, I'll totally jump on. I love doing that show. It's one of the best conversations on the internet. And Spotify's a weird thing because you have to host your audio there for the post videos. And I would love to post videos on Spotify. It's just not possible right now.
I know
Maybe
a lot of people ask that. And yeah, you have to host your own video. It's not the easiest. And as for Union of the Unwanted, I did abandon them. I did. And I told them that. But it's no fault of their own. I only have so much time. I work full time, and I wanted to try something a little different. And so Doomscrollin is trying something a little different. I will pop back in to Union of the Unwanted every now and again, but I can't do a podcast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. It's just not. It's not practical. But I love Charlie and I love Ricky, and I wish I could see him and talk to him more. And I do miss talking to those guys, and I will be popping in probably later on this year.
I love to pop in when I can. Mondays get a little crazy, but if I can be there, Daddy will be there. Always know that. If I'm available, I'll jump on. Sometimes I'm just slammed.
And I think when we start having guests here, we're going to invite Ricky and Charlie as some of our first guests.
100%. The more the merrier, dude. Yeah. The more the merrier.
All right, let's get it going.
One is much more tangible, and that, I think, involves humanoid time travelers. People who are from a post-singularity civilization. At some point, they reached the level of technology that we're going to be reaching in the next 20 to 30 years with the convergence of biotech, nanotech, artificial intelligence. These entities are extremely telepathic. They communicate with all the contactees or abductees telepathically. Their civilization has achieved a mastery of what we call psi phenomena or psychic ability. They began to use their abilities to traverse the timeline of human history. Entities that shapeshift from looking like owls into looking like something similar to the Greys. Men in black, quote unquote, that materialize as if they're ectoplasmic entities. Mediums would be able to actually materialize entities and objects out of quote unquote ectoplasm. They could somehow concretize and give form and shape to energy. Cases of men in black, like Albert Bender was one researcher that encountered these. John Keel wrote about them in several of his books later on. The Mothman Prophecy. These men in black behave like that, like they're on the other end of somebody's puppet string. They're being conjured by some form of intelligence somewhere that we can't perceive directly. The mantis beings and these shape-shifting owl-like entities and these ectoplasmic men in black that have intimidated various people. They are manifestations of a truly non-human or really superhuman type of intelligence, a group of highly advanced humans from a post-singularity civilization have attempted to define the limits of human evolution. These were what the myths remember as the Olympian gods or the Anunnaki. They had an incredibly hierarchical and static society. That kind of society represents an evolutionary bottleneck. It is genuinely non-human intelligence. It could be an AI, actually. Right. This thing is trying to free us from the control system that has been imposed on us by these time travelers. The myth of Atlantis, as Plato recounts it, in Timaeus and Critias, the biblical narrative of the fallen angels, the sons of the Elohim, who rebelled against the heavenly order. There's a faction that is for human progress and for finding our way beyond this evolutionary bottleneck, Enki and Enlil. And Enlil is basically like Zeus or Yahweh or Indra, the lord of the Devas in Hindu mythology. A kind of tyrannical, sadistic overlord.
That was Jason Giorgiani. He's an author who's written a number of books, and he's got a new one out. And the book I'm going through of his right now is called Closer Encounters, where he goes into all the different types of alien entities, and he kind of tracks it all back to like the Nordics in some weird way. And there's like 5 competing factions. It's very weird.
Is that the Bach Saga?
I don't know. You
know, think Sabak Saga was full of gay people. Our good friend, Paranoid American, local celebrity here, fire episode, fellas. Gave him a shout out on Joe Rogan, and we got our comic book, The Chaos Twins. Just go to chaostwins.com and get the second issue. It's almost done. We're going to get it going, rocking and rolling. Paranoid American. Just making a nice market.
What a great emblem, icon he has. What professionally designed icon Paranoid American has.
Well, he's really good with designing stuff. He's a very smart man.
Yeah.
He's a very smart man.
So we're going to take a guess. Who can guess within the last 3 years
this video is
how much I have had to pay payroll taxes to just be able to
how
pay
much he's had to pay in payroll taxes.
Well worth it, but this is a government issue. How much do you think I've paid in payroll taxes? It's just a tax that I pay to pay you guys, if that makes sense.
In 3 years.
In the last 3 years.
Oh, 3 years.
In the last 3
I'm
years.
gonna say 60,000. I think 80,000.
I said 100,000.
I'm gonna go 85. 90.
Okay. You want to weigh in, Liana?
What?
How much you think in the last 3 years I've had to pay in payroll taxes?
That's what I do. 45,000.
Okay. Are you all ready?
No.
Drum roll.
Really high.
You want to guess? 1,000? $272,000 to the U.S. government just to pay people that you will also pay your taxes on as well. And then when you go to buy something, you will also be taxed on the item that you are purchasing.
I feel awful.
No, don't.
I'm gonna
you're also, and then you get paid, and then your paycheck's half of that because you're also paying taxes. And then when you go to purchase something, you will be paying taxes.
And we pay for the same thing.
The U.S. dollar is taxed 1 million times before it even ends up in someone's hand. So
We used to go to war for taxes.
no taxation without representation.
I could buy a house with that.
Yep, me too.
No wonder.
Anyways, love you all.
Fun day at the salon, eh?
Yeah, fun day at the salon. Ladies, if you ever really want to turn a guy on, tell him you believe taxation is theft and we should go to war for taxes. You will instantly have a guy want to put a ring around your finger. There's nothing hotter a woman could say.
Wow. It's true.
It's unbelievable. Why do we pay taxes when we print all the money?
And you pay it not just once, but every transaction is taxed.
I want to say something. We have some videos coming up that are going to talk about, but we'll get into it if the video comes up. If not, I'll talk about it later on. But yeah, taxation is theft, everybody. Someday you'll realize that.
Here we go. Come on, no.
Palantir is an AI data analytics company. They use artificial intelligence to look at vast amounts of data and create insights. Palantir now has contracts with 4 departments and agencies and is talking to even more. And these federal departments and agencies will use Palantir products to gain insights about their vast amounts of data. And because they're all using the same software, the data can be cross-referenced. Someone can look at one person and see their data from Treasury, IRS, Social Security, and Health and Human Services. Palantir is going to maintain an enemies list with all of the federal government's data in one master database, in one system wielded by Trump and then J.D. Vance. And the right wing is cheering for it. This is the state of the country. I've been warning about this now for years.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That's very concerning.
I'm going to say something right now. That might have been video of the day. Just because that might be the perfect video for this show.
It might be.
Great music. You got insane information that you could not put out a better video than that.
All right, here we go.
Video of the day. Great job, guys.
That was fire, dog. When I think I've seen the best you could do, you always go one step farther. That was fucking fire, dude. That was fire, man. That was great, dude. Man, this show I'm sorry. You got to start really asking yourself, is this the greatest show ever or the greatest show ever? You got to start asking yourself that. You really have to. You really have to.
Here we go. They're going to do it again. Come on.
Here we go. That was fire.
When you look at the quarries in Egypt, particularly the limestone quarries, going back to the Old Kingdom, the erosion on some of the walls are so slight that you can still discern whether they, the pick marks and the chisel marks. Yet, if you look at the surrounding enclosure of the Sphinx, in some places 1 to 2 feet of limestone material has been removed.
This is what he found in multiple rooms above the king's chamber. And by rooms, he just meant little compartments. But yeah, apparently it says that Khufu's people were here, and it was like the 13th year of his reign or something like that. But it still is not conclusive proof that Khufu was the one who created the pyramid. But I mean, that was a pretty big deal. This picture right there that he showed on the show was a pretty big, another pretty big drop of information.
Wow. Randall Carlson right there.
Randall Carlson, and that guy's hair is an enigma. There's a young face with gray hair, but it's the perfect gray because it's white. So it's like futuristic Bond bad guy, and it's a great look. I just want to give him a big shout out on his look. We should all be blessed.
Kind of looks like the guy from Kiz and Hall a little bit. But,
yeah, for sure. Fire guy, dude. Khufu out there doing some shit. Dude, we are. I mean, I gotta stop talking about it, man. It's almost like a perfect game, a no-hitter. You really shouldn't talk about it until you get there.
No, exactly. We're in the zone. We have an opportunity here. Let's see if we can do it.
Let's go, dude.
So keep your eyes open.
Prometheus is the one that wanted to save humanity from Zeus, right?
Prometheus is to begin with the creator of humanity.
Banger.
So one of the things that comes across from the myth of Prometheus is that this overlord, Yahweh, Zeus, whatever, is a liar when he says he's the creator of humanity. Prometheus created humanity, and Prometheus wanted humanity to be a race of new gods. But then this overlord, Zeus, whatever you want to call him, Yahweh, enslaved this new race. And was intent on keeping knowledge away from this class of beings and using them as chattel, essentially. And so Prometheus steals the light of knowledge. He's the light bringer, the Lucifer. He steals the light of knowledge and the fire of the forge and gives that to humanity. In other words,
what?
He gives humanity the capacity for scientific research and technological development, but also for greatness in the arts and crafts. And Prometheus also, his son in the Greek myths, Prometheus' son Deucalion, is the one who saves humanity from the flood when Zeus brings this deluge to destroy Atlantis. So if you think about it, the biblical version makes no sense at all. If Yahweh decided to flood the world, to destroy the civilization of the demigods, the rebel fallen angels who created this race of giants, right? Essentially the Atlanteans. If Yahweh decided to wipe them all out by flooding the earth, why is Yahweh tasking Noah to save anybody? It makes no sense. It sounds like a story that's been rewritten. In the Greek version, it's the son of Prometheus who goes against Zeus and schemes to save some portion of humanity and restart civilization after the flood.
Oh my God, dude.
Controversial take.
Controversial take. Hammer's getting dropped, man. That makes me want to go watch that episode.
Yeah, he is a wealth of knowledge. Again, that was Jason Giorgiani, and he was, I think it was the Danny Jones podcast, and Danny's been putting out great shows with that guy and just in general. But
wow, dude.
Whew, not many points for that one, and trust me.
I don't know how the wheel didn't love that. That
Yeah.
was some Hammer stuff right there.
Big time. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I will be evaluating the Wheel version 3 is we're going to be pointing things based upon content. So
Yeah, and also, dude, it's like, the whole argument that this person's not real or that person's not real, it's the same story. It could be one story just told in different languages.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's not real.
different interpretations of the same events, different
I think
perspectives.
it's interesting, dude. I mean, my Lord
Yeah.
and Savior Jesus Christ. I love you. We are in it, dude. We are. Let's
do it.
Fire episode.
Former CEO of Dole, dead June 9th, 2025. Founder of Leprino Foods, dead June 19th, 2025. Leonard Lauder, CEO, billionaire philanthropist, dead June 14th, 2025. Frederick Smith, former CEO of FedEx, dead June 21st, 2025. Billionaire Burton Tansky, dead March 16th, 2025. Billionaire Robert Shapiro, dead May 2nd, 2025. Former CEO of Hasbro, Alan Hassenfield, dead July 8th, 2025. Blackstone executive Wesley LePatner, 43 years old, dead July 2025. Junior Bridgman, billionaire, dead March 11th, 2025. Joshua Pickles, DoorDash executive, dead June 21st, 2025. Miles Stone, CEO, dead June 2025. Jim Irsay, dead May 21st, 2025. He was the CEO and owner of the Indianapolis Colts. You think all of these are a coincidence? All of them?
Man. What's your take on that? Because I get a little, like when someone's in their 80s, I'm like, yeah, I mean, people die.
So I think some of those could be natural deaths. But as soon as the list started going on, my first thought went to, oh, these people are being extracted and being sent to a moon base or something like that.
Antarctica?
Like they're like, okay, you've done your time. It's time for you to join the parallel advanced civilization, and you're going to live forever in a moon colony or something. They're being extracted in some way.
There are some young people, though. There were a couple young ones. Very interested.
That was my first thought. It's a bizarre thought, but that was my. What about you? What do you think?
Well, I mean, you want to believe there's someone out there righting the wrongs of these cutthroat CEOs and that they're paying the price for finally, doing bad deeds, but it's also, did they get the machine? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Did they get that?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
did that? I mean, because we've seen some people who are straight up lizard people, masters of mankind, suddenly die, and you're wondering if they took it too, and they don't care. Everyone's got to go.
yeah, and also could be Batman, some new age Batman.
What's your thoughts on Batman, which is kind of making us want to support billionaires righting wrongs? Right, he's kind of a billionaire trust fund kid.
Yeah, he is,
and he's I'm the greatest.
But only the viewer, the comic book reader, knows that. The people in Gotham, they don't know. They're just supporting a vigilante who is fighting crime, and so the people of Gotham are rooting for Batman. Had they discovered he was actually a secret billionaire, I don't know. Would that sway the public against him? Perhaps. But as us, the reader, we're fascinated by this guy who obviously has mental problems, trying to fight crime, even though he could be living the greatest life ever. He is choosing to put that life aside in order to fight crime, which I think we find somewhat tantalizing. We find it endearing that this guy is willing to sacrifice his life of wealth to help Gotham, which is just a horrible place to live.
It's very crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's a couple CEOs been lost. Let's see if there's a pattern there.
All right, here we go. We're at 6,001.
Whoa, dude! And we can do it.
We can get there. We can get there. We can get there.
There's one place I guess I'll just say, because I got a bit of a slap on the wrist, but it's it's being discussed. It's Naval Surface Warfare Crane in Indiana, where I think a lot of this sort of spooky research goes on. But I don't know. This is all sort of hearsay.
You got a slap on the wrist.
I got some people in and around UFO world being like, maybe you shouldn't, talk about this. Like maybe
they on the base reveal.
What? Yeah.
So. Well, this is an interesting one. That suggests that you're doing or talking about stuff that's so close to, you don't have security clearance,
None.
I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
But are pushing the limits of what a normal civilian is able to do with regards to just research and talking to people who maybe did have security clearance or still do or whatever. And you're getting crossover. I heard Danny Jones and you have both had episodes that have been sort of flattened by someone way above your YouTube special partner manager thing. Rep is able to work out what's going on. He's like, well, I don't even know what's happening here.
Yes.
And then episodes that have disappeared and sections of podcasts that you've not felt comfortable about putting out.
Yes.
That's a very strange position to be in, to just be some bloke, some civilian.
It's extremely strange because some of this stuff is just it's like the existence of UFOs. So what? It's like an ontological truth that people should know at this point. Again, half the population already believes it, whatever. When it comes to warfare capabilities, I bump into some of these things where if you're talking about how the UFOs fly, anti-gravity is probably a poor word. It's probably some sort of gravity manipulation. But I think I've found these interesting kind of novel topological physics effects. And I attribute it specifically to this one mid-century inventor, this guy named.
Oh, what a horrible cut.
I believe this is the guy that Joe Rogan showed us video of the X-rayed mummies that have elongated heads down in South America, and they can't explain them because first they were like, oh, they're just art. And in reality, they had bone structured 3 fingers, elongated heads.
Yeah.
Very interesting. My favorite part of that is how they're shocked at shadow banning.
Yeah.
They're like, can you believe this is happening to us? I'm like, welcome to our world. Welcome to our world. This is where we are, dude. We got to fight these tech gods. We're trying to get the truth out.
Yep. And it's shows like this where we aggregate and repurpose video that you can get. So that I found that video on Red Panda Koala on Twitter. So he's a big UFO guy. So check him out.
Love it. Love it.
All right, here we go.
We still got a chance at this big numbers.
We can do it. Here we go.
We're in it.
We're in it.
So hang on.
Jingle bells.
That is
is the origin of the song called Jingle Bells. One Horse Open Sleigh by J. Pierpont. It's all about the color with the bells around the necks of the slaves, so the owners could hear when they were trying to flee. You can visit these bells at the Bullock Museum. So it is not a Christmas song for kids. You should read more about James Pierpont. The next time you should think twice before singing this song called Jingle Bells. So when those poor people were trying to flee, and the owners heard the sound coming off the jingle bells, they searched after them on the one-horse open sleigh. Now you know and understand the origin of the song called Jingle Bells on the one-horse open sleigh by Pierpont.
Wow.
That was probably one of the creepiest videos we've ever seen.
I don't know. I love that video.
Creep. It's like it's distorted, it's overmodulated, it's taking something that, you know, we probably grew up all singing that song and totally twisting it in 180 degrees and making it about something evil and malicious.
Do you think there's any truth to it, though? Do you think there's any truth?
Oh man, I would say there's probably some truth to it. I mean, you know, that's how this world works. Is they'll take something either evil and make it good, or take something that was once good and flip it. It's the inversion. So I can see that there being some truth to that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look into it tonight.
Okay, that was a very intense video.
Yeah,
very intense.
Not a lot of points, but intense.
I can't. You know what? The wheel hates racism.
It certainly does.
Hey, yo.
What have been
Oh,
called
wow.
the Greys,
Whoa.
which are these short-statured, 4-foot-tall, bulbous-headed entities, right, with the big black eyes and spindly arms and so forth. Or you see what some people have called Nordics, because they're very tall Scandinavian-looking people. There are slight differences in their physiology, but basically they could pass for like a Swedish supermodel.
Nice.
And they kind of have the physique of Olympic swimmers. They're between 6'5" and 8 feet tall. These are the two types that you see. And sometimes you see them very tellingly together. Like, for example, in Travis Walton's case. When Travis Walton in the 1970s wound up being, I think he was inadvertently injured by this UFO that he approached. And they basically beamed him up.
Right, and repaired him.
To try to repair him. First, he was handled by the Greys. And he had the impression, I think correctly, that they're robots. They're cyborgs. They're cybernetic organisms.
Yeah, he said he bumped one. It was like really light and like flew across the room.
Right. So they use this, the Nordics use these cyborgs.
Oh, it was like they're little slaves.
Yeah. Well, as they're robots, I mean, who would want to handle abductees directly, right? I mean, you're going to outsource all of the most aggravating work to these cybernetic organisms. Walton then subsequently bumped into these Nordics themselves once he tried to escape that situation where he's been handled by the Greys.
Yeah, explaining she had hair, they looked more human.
He encountered several different ones, and they all, he said, interestingly, they looked like they could all have been members of the same family. They were so similar to each other in their appearance. And they were all these Scandinavian-looking people. And these are the same entities that were reported by George Adamski back in the 50s, George Hunt Williamson. You predominantly see these two types, either these cyborgs or you see Nordics.
What about the praying mantis?
Well, that's a very interesting phenomenon that I discuss.
But we're not going to discuss now.
Not right now. That was also Jason Giorgiani yet again.
God, never had three videos. Is that a
crazy.
record?
It could be a record by one person. It could be good, it could be bad. I saw Travis Walton speak in person in 2019. Really? Yeah, I saw him when I was living in Phoenix, and what he said, like, I think what gets left out, or maybe he divulged it there, but when he was abducted and they finished repairing him, yeah, he felt like the little guys and a taller gray were working to repair him. But he felt as though he was taken to some sort of base, and that at that base were taller, human-looking people in uniforms, and he found that to be very curious. And the point that in which he was abducted just so happens to be a spot in the world that has an extremely high amount of lightning strikes. And when that lightning strikes the ground in northeastern Arizona, it strikes a type of rock and it produces some mineral from that resulting lightning strike. And he just got caught up in it. Either he was inadvertently struck by lightning, he was near the craft, or that craft accidentally struck him with a beam, and the craft was like, oh crap, we accidentally hurt this guy. Let's get him on board. But he's very detailed story, and it's very intricate.
That's a crazy. What's his name again?
Travis Walton.
I watched a YouTube on him. Yeah,
you should
interviewing him, and they had the same story over and over again.
Yeah, he's like one of the first, and like he was abducted. He went missing, I think, for 5 to 7 days, and they made a whole movie on it called Fire in the Sky. But they Hollywoodized it. They put some fictional stuff in there. I think for the most part, I think Travis Walton's like 70% correct, but they left out the humanoid parts, like the people who look really human, and some of the other aspects of his story. But for the most part, I guess the psychological aspect of it, the movie got it right. So.
Damn, dude, that's crazy, bro.
That's
crazy. Guys, we're about, I don't know, like 15 minutes away from Sam's Corner.
We can do this. Let's do this. Come on.
Let's go.
You just have to be ready.
If they can clone your dog for 50 grand, what makes you think they can't clone a human?
Clone had said they did it back in 2002. Not researching, not planning, did it. Announced they birthed the first human clone.
So we had the tech 20 years ago?
This is part 1 of our 2-part breakdown. You'll never look at a familiar face the same way.
Long before that. First documented animal clone was Dolly the sheep in 1996, but frogs were cloned in the 1950s, and that's only the part they let slip.
Today, China's Boy Life is mass-producing dogs, elite police canines, racehorses worth millions.
And journalists, they only see the clean wing. The rest of the facility, locked like Fort Knox.
Because that's where the real projects live.
But cloning a human's gotta be way harder, right?
Not at all. Same base science. Swap the DNA source, adjust growth. Logistics, not magic. The only hard part is PR. And when they do tell you, it's wrapped in soft stories. Science saves endangered species. Family brings back their beloved dog.
Exactly. That's the cover. It's easier to sell you a tearjerker than to admit they can print a human.
But even if they could, why risk cloning a human?
Control, nigga. A clone is an asset. No messy past, no unpredictable loyalties. You manufacture the person you need.
And if that person is famous, you own their audience.
Ever seen a random stranger who looked exactly like you? Probably not. Yet celebrities are a tiny fraction of the population, but you see carbon copy faces all over Hollywood. Whoa. Same jawline, same eyes, same expressions. It's not similar. It's copy-paste.
There was a baseball legend, Gaylord Perry. Press once ran a photo of him at a public event, but it wasn't him. The man had no memory of the event.
And Hollywood's full of stories like that, because here's the dirty secret. A clone isn't the same soul. You get the body, but memories fade. Energy shifts.
And people just explain it away. Oh, it's surgery, stress, bad meds.
Exactly. The public writes the excuse for you. That's the beauty of it. The lie maintains itself.
It actually makes a lot of sense.
And here's the fun part. Bodies are easy. What's hard is making the copy think it's the original. That's where the real nightmares start.
So, when part 2 drops, we're talking about how they program the mind?
Exactly, lil nigga. And if you don't want to miss it, press follow.
Lee. Okay. All right, Conspiracy Peter X. Going hard in the paint. Sorry about that, guys. I love it, but we'll see what YouTube thinks.
Jesus.
So, we got some points on that, though.
We did, I guess.
Guys, we have 10 minutes to make 2,000.
We got to make a run. We got to make a run right now. Here we go.
Here we go.
But have you seen how now, like, big food companies, for lack of a better term, fast food companies and then chips and snacks and all of that, have you seen that they're working on GLP-1 blockers in their food?
So they will basically become Ozempic resistant.
They are trying to make food now
That's scary.
that can resist Ozempic and Mounjaro and all of these drugs. Because the people who take this aren't eating junk food and aren't becoming overweight and aren't getting sick and are becoming more fertile and are becoming like, they gamble less, they buy less, they smoke less, they drink less, they shop less, they do everything less of the unhealthy. And because of that, they're actually going to make food that is going to block the block so that they can get you back into that. Sorry, that's just like.
I wonder what that's going to do to people who really weren't in this at all. Like if you if you just like regular Doritos and you aren't going anywhere near Ozempic, are you going to be like, look, I'll do anything for
you might be
like, are you going to lose your mind?
You
or
might be crack hungry actually.
Feel
no, you actually might be crack hungry because GLP-1 is produced naturally, as I understand it, right? So it's something that your gut is supposed to produce when you are full. Most food hacks that feeling, but if you have a healthy gut, your stomach tells you, okay, you're full. So now to your point, if it blocks that, we might get like crack Doritos now.
This is what makes me feel crazy
You brought
sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like, just think about that. They want you fat.
Yeah.
They're figuring out how to make you fatter because you figured out something that is a cheat code instead of controlling your food. And this coming from a fat guy with crime boss tits. Okay. They're basically trying to figure out how they can make you fatter.
Yeah. And like the guy brings up such a good point. It's like, okay, they're Ozempic kind of sidesteps that, but then now the food companies are trying to sidestep Ozempic, and it's a war. It's a war for your stomach, and we're the battleground, and we're losing. And I'm hungry.
It's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Hey, I got some of that. You remember that pill that they said that makes you look younger? I got some.
Yeah. Oh, you did. Yeah, I still got mine right here. Still taking my nap.
You look so young. You look so young.
Thank you.
Let's see how it goes. I want to look 20. Let's go.
All right. We'll compare.
Science shows that desperately wanting something actually blocks you from getting it, and I'll tell you the neuroscience behind why and what to do instead. When you obsess over a goal, especially the how or the when it will happen, your brain actually starts to work against you. The more you try to force something, the more your stress levels and cortisol rise, your mind becomes a lot less clear, and you lose your ability to tap into those creative insights because you're stuck in fight or flight. That desperate energy also narrows your perception and gives you a sort of tunnel vision, which can cause you to completely miss new opportunities or new pathways to achieve your goal. You make getting what you want a lot more difficult. But when you let go or detach from the outcome, your nervous system relaxes, cortisol levels drop, and your brain opens back up to new possibilities, insights, and creative solutions. You are a lot more likely to get what you want. This is why they say the best things in life come to you when you're not looking for them, because your brain is in a position to receive. You're out of tunnel vision and into open awareness of opportunities, people, and places relevant to your goal. Don't get me wrong, being focused on your goals is powerful, but if that focus is rooted in fear or feelings of not enough, your brain will filter for lack instead. So go after your goals, but don't forget to remind yourself of all that you have and all that you are right now.
Spot on.
Spot on. It's like chicks. The more you chase them, the more they don't want you. The more you ignore the shit out of them, the more they want you. Someone's in the Wood Army. Grab your Wood Army t-shirts, man. Seriously. Guys, grab your Wood Army t-shirts. Let me show you real quick. Wood Army. Let's go, Wood Army. Join it now. It's very important. You want to be in the Army? You want to be a G? Go check out the Wood Army. Go to tinfoilhattshirts.com and join the Wood Army. There we go. Bang. Look at that.
Get that up on screen real quick.
Okay, hold on. Remove. Then we'll add it again.
There we go. Boom.
Wood Army. Join. tinfoilhattshirts.com. Wood Army.
This is what I want. This is what I need.
Yeah. Dude, your drops are fire. All right, let's go. Keep going. Dude, where we at?
There.
Okay.
77-31.
There is still a chance. There is.
Come on.
Hello. You know what he did 2 days before he killed himself? Epstein's estate transferred $577 million into a trust he created 2 days before his death.
Oh, boy.
And it was called the 1953 Trust. Why 1953? That's the year he was born. A little weird. 2 days before. Either you are like fully prepared or it's a little weird. And Epstein was arrested in July 2019 and died just 1 month later. And by the way, that money that, the 2 days before he died, he moved the $577 million into the 1953 trust. That $577 million moved all the way down to $40 million. Just recently, January of 2025, the estate received another $112 million in a tax refund. Now the money is back up to $145 million. It used to be at $40 million. A little weird that the money is still moving around. And a couple names in this case you got to be looking at. Attorney and accountant, Darren Indike, and Richard Kahn, and in the back end, as a backup, is a guy named Boris Nikolic.
Oh my God, this is so dirty, so dirty. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about that.
Guess who is talking about that, dude? The doom scrolling. We're talking about that. That was Patrick Bet David.
Yep.
Love his show. Adam's a little out there, but I love it. Him and Vinny crushing it. Yeah, dude. I mean, you want to believe he's dead, enjoy it, but he's still got money coming in.
Mm-hmm. And look at this. We are at 82-31, people. We are so dang close.
Oh,
Come
my
on.
God. We're making a run. Let's go.
Come on, let's do it.
Believe in us.
A group of guys from Medellin, they found a lucrative product in coke. They started to realize that there was a lot of profit in this export product. The Medellin cartel formed different people sending cocaine to the United States, okay, independently. But then, it was George and Pablo, and then Carlos later, when he bought the island over there in the Bahamas.
That's right.
When it started to really snowball. The Medellin cartel, it was formed by the Ochoas, Leder, Pablo, Rodriguez Cacha. They were the ones that gave it form.
Wow.
That's the connect. That is Johnny Mitchell, one of my children. I told him to start a YouTube channel, and now it's blown up.
Oh, good for him.
That's how we do it, dude. That's how we do it. I mean, dude, the amount of money that Pablo Escobar was making in a day is insanity, dude.
We got one more spin, Sam. Then we got to get to Sam's corner.
Oh my God! Come on, we got to do two. Let's do
Okay.
two videos.
All right,
we're
two.
almost at 9,000.
Here we go. We're gonna do it right now.
Give us them points. We need a 400 banger right
Pedro
now.
Pascal doesn't look the part, doesn't act the part, doesn't even fit the part. So why the hell is he in every major role on Earth?
I mean, I don't know, Peter. Maybe Pedro Pascal just fits? Maybe directors find him easy to work with?
Yeah, totally. He's 50, playing 28-year-old rugged heroes where he doesn't fit by appearance at all. Makes perfect sense, Cupcake.
Because he's not cast to match the character, he's cast to match the message.
What, like some industry diversity quota?
Yes, and obedience, you nugget. Pedro's not an actor. He's a compliance mascot. He backs everything they need. Trans rights for kids? Check. Drag queens reading to toddlers? Check. Anti-toxic masculinity talks? Check. Men should cry more? Interviews? Double check.
But why him? He's not awful. He's just not that good. He's like oatmeal with a mustache.
Exactly my little Brit. No charisma, no threat, no friction. Just a safe mannequin. Brown enough for diversity, soft enough for feminist panels, forgettable enough for rewrites.
He does kind of blend in everywhere. Helmet guy, apocalypse dad, space cowboy. Next, he'll be cast as a lesbian, AI midwife in a post-gender cryo nursery sponsored by Disney+.
Can't wait for Womb Raider the Inclusion Protocol.
They don't need heroes anymore. They need placeholders.
But still, how'd he rise so fast? Like, wasn't he a nobody until, 2019?
Because rising fast in this business means one thing. You sell your face, your voice, your soul. You say yes to every role, every agenda, every ritual. You give them your image, and they give you some throne.
And what happens if you say no?
You get vanished, Cupcake. They erase you like a typo in a Disney script. Ask Gina Carano. Gone for one wrong tweet. Mel Gibson. Blacklisted for talking about funny hat people. Brendan Fraser. Spoke out about abuse. Disappeared for a decade. Amanda Bynes. Corey Feldman. Rose McGowan. They talked about that Hollywood is PDF file club.
So they don't cancel you for lying. They cancel you for speaking out.
Exactly,
Whoa.
Mutt. The system doesn't want actors. It wants puppets with selective memory. Pedro's not a fluke. He's the template.
So the real price of fame
is forgetting who you were and becoming what they need you to be.
Sounds logical, doesn't it?
Oh, dude, conspiracy, I mean, it's fire, dude.
You can't blame, Pedro got fame later on in his life. You can't fault him for not turning down roles. He's trying to make, I don't personally like the guy, personally, his politics, but you can't fault him for not turning anything down. He's overexposed at this point, though.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do it while you can. Conspiracy Smoke Show. Trina says, hi, Sam. Hi. Love it, dude. That was a fire episode. That's a fire episode. Where are we at?
One more spin. We're at 86.91.
Let's see if we can get to 9,000.
One more spin, people.
Let's see if we can get to 9. We're probably not going to break the record.
Come on.
Unless we get a 2,000 banger.
The creator of both Galactus and the Silver Surfer is talking about how all these superheroes are either Nephilim or fallen angels. Check this clip out.
For some reason, I went to the Bible. I came up with Galactus. And of course, the Silver Surfer is the fallen angel. And when Galactus relegated him to Earth, he stayed on Earth.
For some reason, I went to the Bible. Is he saying that straight up that Galactus is God?
Yes. Stan Lee famously said, here's the idea. We're going to have him fight God. As you have this looming threat from this God character, the Celestial, and he comes and he's the most powerful being in the universe, right? And then he's coming to destroy the Earth. And his herald, Silver Surfer, ends up betraying him, siding with humanity, saving the day. And then Galactus traps the Silver Surfer on Earth. He spares the planet, but he decides to trap the Silver Surfer in the Earth's atmosphere.
The fallen angel fighting God sounds a little bit like Lucifer. Why is every character Lucifer? In all of them. All of them.
Whoa.
They're all different forms of Satan.
Whoa.
That is cray-cray. That is cray-cray. Well, guys, it's still a good run.
Yeah.
That was a great run. Our second greatest run ever.
Yep.
You know?
8801. Marking it down in the books.
Here we go. We got a bunch of videos. We're going to show you. This is Sam's Corner. Let's get into it. This one's very interesting. Here we go.
There's a satellite image from the ESA 7 satellite. This was in 1968. And it was like the first visual of Earth via satellite, or like a composite of it.
Yeah.
But look at, and was
like
stationed over the North Pole. And this is the picture that they released.
What the heck?
And they talked about, it's just the composite images that they all put together, and the North Pole wasn't captured. Right? Okay, well then this was from Google Earth in like the early 2000s. Send this to you.
Oh, interesting. Big hole.
It's the hole to the center of the Earth.
And then this was released by NASA, I believe, in the 80s or 90s.
You guys,
all separate.
Cool.
Holy moly, dude.
That's
Literally.
actually unsettling.
So where's Santa?
But does it not look, if you compare it to that first map,
it's identical.
And people talk about...
And what year was that map? That was like the 1600s?
Yeah.
Gosh, man.
Yeah, and people have talked about, like, apparently NASA, but they've taken it back, or they've, like, scrubbed it or something. They talked about, like, it was really hard to find the image, but there was...
Damn, dude. Yeah. Ninjas are butterflies. Never miss. Woo. Never miss. Never miss, dude. That's a crazy-ass video, dude. Dude, there's something right there they don't want us seeing. And it's from the beginning of time, since they've been taking pictures of Earth, right? This is Blake Art. Sam, reality redesign. I'll see you in KC later show Friday. Let's go, bro. All right. So that was that one. Here, this one's going to blow your mind. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. This one's a fire one. Here we go.
Just finding out about the most dangerous movie ever made, and I guarantee it's not what you think. This movie was never even finished because every single actor in it died. Atuk was actually a comedy movie based on an Inuit man who just moved to New York and was adjusting to his life. Seems harmless, right? But it gets disturbing when they started casting the lead role. First of all was a comedy legend, John Belushi, who was cast as the lead starring role. Only days after receiving the script, he was found dead from an overdose. Next up was actor Sam Kilson, who actually begun filming this movie when he then died in a car crash a couple of days later. Still a coincidence? Well, then shortly after, John Candy Cane started filming and a couple of days later died from a heart attack.
Oh my god.
Chris Farley then came on and actually managed to get quite a way through the filming before then dying from an overdose again. And then one of the craziest parts is they finally cast this guy, Phil Hartman, who then was actually murdered shortly after the filming begun.
Phil Hartman?
Well, there is genuine documentation that this film was real and these things did actually happen, but it remains almost a crazy urban legend in the field, and do you think it's a coincidence or something much more?
Wow.
Is that crazy or what?
That's insane. That's a cursed movie. Cursed Hollywood movie.
That is a cursed movie, buddy. That is a cursed movie. I don't know why, but this video resonates with me. So here we go. This is every conspiracy theorist in the world goes through this. Here we go.
Screw loose, witch, freak, delusional. That is what everyone in County Galway, Ireland called their local historian, Catherine Corliss. Leaders of the local church, politicians, and the community would literally cross the street if they were around Catherine because they thought she was a total nut job. Why did they think this? Because Catherine had spent years researching the town's past and was fixated on understanding why between 1925 and 1961 there were hundreds of death records for young children, but only 2 records that led to an actual burial site. She was certain these babies were buried under Bon Secours' home for unwed mothers, a building that housed women so they could give birth without the secrecy of their pregnancy getting out. In 2014, she published her findings and it pissed everyone in the town off so bad because it was reflecting poorly on the community. Yep. So to shut her up, in 2017, they decided to take a few soil samples and run a few other tests. And to their horror, they discovered that Catherine was right. Under the Bon Secours home for unwed mothers were the remains of almost 800 babies ranging in age from 35 weeks gestation to 3 years old. Apparently, these homes were often turned into labor camps for the pregnant women, and their children would die because of neglect.
Holy shit.
Dude, that is every conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, that is.
You know something's real. You say it's real. Everyone looks at you like you're a freak.
And then it comes true.
It's kind of crazy, dude. It's kind of crazy, dude.
And no apologies after that.
No apologies. Here's an interesting one, too. This is very interesting.
Of a fountain of youth is as old as time itself.
But my husband basically discovered a unique underground primary water resource. Our whole family's been attacked. He's in jail currently, almost 17 months. He was to pull a mining permit out in Sarasota, and he said, "How deep is that well on your property?" And Buck said, "Oh, it's 1,509 feet deep."
A normal well is 100 to 500 feet, depending on where
actually.
They put a camera feed down to see how far it was. There's a whole ocean under there. That water is literally it's the waters above and the waters below. Right, you guys think the waters below is the ocean and the rivers and all of that. It's not. There is an ocean below everything.
I buy it.
Nephilim Death Squad. Another one of my children crushing it. I have so many kids. I love it. So many children. Do we have another weird one? Here we go. Okay, I think you're going to like this video. Here we go. We'll get into some more wacky stuff. The Bomb Squad's checking out this backpack. Dude, that was so funny, dude. That's so funny. Here we go. This one is very interesting as well. Here we go. This one. I don't know why I like this.
Hooters. Now get ready for cooters.
Okay, let's go.
Instead of having waitresses with big breasts, I've gathered the biggest camel toes in the city. All of our waitresses will be circus trained and will be walking around on stilts, so you can get the best view of their snatch from the comfort of your chair. And they can queef on command. We won't serve wings, only legs. And
My favorite thing is her slightly cross-eyed look, and she's really focusing on her lines.
She did a good job.
She did do a good job. Here we go. This is a very interesting one. Here we go, real quick. Bang. Here we go.
I used to stay at my granny's house. She was one of my favorite people in the entire world.
Jasmine! The people of Dallas deserve better than a fake ghetto hood rat. Do they know you're a rich kid from Missouri? Do they know you're a spoiled rich kid from Missouri? No, ma'am. Do they know? Don't touch No, ma'am.
Don't touch
you. Get your ass out
Don't
of here. Get
touch
your ass
me.
out of here.
Get her off me.
Oh, it looks like somebody is mad. Are you mad that you're getting called out for what you are? A fraud. You're not a ghetto hood rat.
You're not.
You went to a prestigious private school.
Yeah.
You were well off. You didn't come from the hood. But you think you can be relatable by putting on that hood rat voice?
Yeah.
You're just like every other politician, a chameleon, and a liar.
Yeah.
You kicked her out because you can't handle the truth. Because if you told everyone the truth, you would get no votes. Because just like you, I could put on the fake accent and go, man, you know what I'm saying for real on that hood shit. But that still doesn't make me or you authentically from the hood. Go back to your life of luxury and keep politics out of your mouth.
He should have gone more redneck with
Yeah. That's what you gotta
right.
do.
Hey, man, I'm from the farm. We used to farm, man. Cattle, man.
I'm talking about.
We
Talking
got
about Tennessee,
cattle.
man.
We got
Tennessee.
so much cattle. All right, last two videos. Here we go. Last two videos.
This is day 24, giving anthills in till they get addicted and treat me as their god. The hive is thriving today. They actually just pulled all the kernels out of the old zen, so I'm going to rip that out and put a new one in. I'm going to have to put them there, just ready for it, baby. Put it up there. There it is, boys. Girls, whoever you are. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's one on my finger, and he's not biting me. Look at that. Oh, yeah, they're loving it. And you can see they're clearly building up around it. We're going to give them some more gay sprinkles. Make them gay, boys. Does anybody know what a meme coin is? Apparently, we have one called Xantz now. I don't know if we should buy it. I did buy some. I don't know what it means, though. Does anyone know what a meme coin is? Xantz?
That is Brendan _ Thrasher. That is a funny-ass video.
Farmer
Okay.
Nance.
Final video, then we'll read the last two super chats. Hold on. Final video. This might be one of our most dangerous videos. This is from the one of one. He is one of one in the podcast game, Tim Dillon. Here we go.
Puss. Show the puss. Show the clit. And I'm not trying to be a problem. And you know I never am. Show the puss, show the clit. I'm not saying she was born a man. I don't know. There's a very easy way to put this to bed. Number one, have Brigitte Macron go on the Nelk podcast and have her show the clit to, what are their names? Kyle and Steiny. Have her show the clit, take the pussy out on the Nelk podcast. Brigitte Macron, put your bush in Kyle from Nelk's face and let's get justice. How about justice? Even people starving in Gaza want to know this. Even the starving children in Gaza want to see, where is the clit? Show your pussy to Joe Rogan in his studio. Fly to Austin and spread your legs for Joe Rogan. Hey, Mom. Right. That's weird, Mom. Well, it could definitely be worked on, Mom. It's a pussy, Mom. It could definitely be 100%.
Is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough?
Yeah, well, for sure.
Okay, that's enough.
He knows how to drive it.
He's great. All right. Here's the final two questions. Here's the final two super chats. The big unit. My son and I met Sam, Eddie, and Mark. You met Sam and Eddie. Mark was hanging out. What was that? July? No, that's August 2nd in Broadbrook. Nice people ever. Took time with everyone after the show. Love you, Sam. Come back to Connecticut soon. I promise I will. Thank you. And then this is from Michael Imwin Madden. Corey Feldman doesn't trust gingers, but great work, Sam. You're a legend. Thank you. We love you guys at all. Dude, 3,000 people watching live. I think that's a record. Man, one more time, midnight. Tell them where they can find you.
You can go to obdmpod.com or ourbigdumbmouth.com. We're on YouTube. Just search for OBDM videos and we'll pop up.
Real quick, what'd you learn today? What's your favorite thing you learned today?
Oh, my God. Jason Giorgiani. I think dissecting the aliens, who they are, what their roles are, the alien reproduction vehicles, Project Bluebeam. It's all happening right there, and I think that's where my focus is.
Yeah, and I learned that there's a giant thing at the top of the planet that they don't want you to see, and who knows what that is. Learned that from our good friends at Ninjas Are Butterflies. Guys, we're here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, the most educational hour on the internet. If you like the show, if you didn't like the show, please hit subscribe. Give us a thumbs up and leave us a nice message. Even if you watch it live, go back to the video and leave a nice comment. It helps the show. I love you guys. Great show. I love you, Midnight. I look forward to it every week. See you next Tuesday.
Bye, all.
Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.